It's a birthday bash with a spooky twist. 4 fierce ghouls you won't want to miss. From box hair frights to curls so sweet, this party makeover is a monster treat. Welcome back to the channel where makeovers are fierce and the dolls even fiercer. Today we're diving into the Scary Sweet 1600 line from Monster High, featuring Draculaura's big birthday bash and her creeptastic besties at their party best. I've got all 4 dolls to show you, from fangs to fashion to fabulous details, but not everything came out of the box perfectly. We're getting Draculaura out here. Her and Cupid Asteria arrived with some seriously scary box hair, so of course I had to help. Draculaura gets a wash and style, so does Cupid, but she ends up with the full treatment, a reroot with hand-dyed 3mm nylon curls and a custom color blend. I skipped her signature curled bangs for now. I'm still deciding if I want to add them later. Either way, she's looking totally transformed. Whether you're here for the unboxing, restyling inspo, or a trip down Monster High memory lane, you're in the right place. Let's keep this party going. I'm almost done getting Draculaura out of her box. I like using my flat-headed screwdriver to help pop the different elements out. I like this little birthday picture that she has instead of a birthday card. It's her birthday. Why would she have a birthday card? And then her fan is so cute. She can peek coyly from behind it. And I noticed that all of the purses from this line have color printing on both sides, which is pretty exciting. She's got this adorable little birthday present gift with a necklace in it. I imagine that's been left from her parents. It's her birthday. She wouldn't be buying her own birthday gift. I was thinking that maybe I could rubber band the balloon to her arm. I do go to a great deal of trouble to get everything all rubber banded and display ready, and then end up having to take it all off so that I can wash her and get her styled later. Her balloon is really cool. It says 1600 on it with a spiderweb design. It has bats on the side, and if you strap it to their arm, to their forearm and their hand, then often I can get them to hold the balloon. Can't get them to hold everything though. I love her little black gloves and then the wristlet pieces that are separate attached on her wrist. Her neck piece is more of a creamy color. She has a beautiful little spiderweb bow detail on her hair. Her pet detail on her earrings. She has a layered skirt with the cage skirt. Super pretty. Her hair just looks kind of tangled and messy. When I brushed it out, it just looked worse. I know many people favor saran as their most favorite hair type. I actually prefer nylon. It's better with heat tools. It looks better. She looked great until I put her in a bag for about 5 seconds to move her. And then when she came out of the bag, she looked all messy again. And that's how I feel about saran. It just often looks messy. It doesn't like to hold a curl. It doesn't like heat tools. I like it better than polypropylene, but I would really prefer nylon. That's why I root the dolls with nylon hair when I use my own hair. So now that we've taken a good look at Draculaura, I'm not going to get any of the others out of their box on camera. She had that perfect curled bang, and I almost hated to shave it off later. I do wash and condition her hair and everything, hoping to make it look better. It doesn't. It's saran. It's just going to look kind of messy and tangly if you touch it or mess with it at all. So here's how her wings are attached. I'm a little bit nervous about pulling them out at this point, but that's because at this point I haven't committed to shaving her head and rerooting her. So we will get the wings off and see how they attach later. They're also attached with a rubber band, which keeps them on. Her headband has a couple T-tags, pinning it to her head, keeping that in place. I use a couple straight pins later to hold it in place. I love her bracelets. One looks like an arrow wrapped around her wrist that's red. And then the other one has a bow on her wrist, her cute little red jumpsuit, the bow on her heel and the detail on the heel with the platform, the fact the cage skirt's gold. It's got some mold marks on the back of her legs, but so do Draculaura. I love that clear with the lace printing on it. her bodice piece. The way her wings were shaded, the sheer part of her skirt has gold foil hearts on it. There's pink ruffly sleeves. Look at that. Her bracelet, the little black ribbon. There was a T-tag holding one side of her sheer skirt out to the cage skirt. I snipped that loose. She has heart-shaped earrings. And then her heart-shaped balloon with the arrow going through it. Really cute. Her little makeup palette. Takes me a minute to figure out how to open it. Let me know if you had this problem, if you got the doll, if you couldn't figure out how to open it. That would make me feel better. There we go. And it's some of the colors that she's using in her makeup look. I figured out how to pop the little name tags out. And then here's her purse. If I can get this open. I know this opens. There we go. Often these things are just difficult to open the first time. I love that it looks like a quiver of arrows. I think that's so cool with a pink heart on it. Nice. And then her gift bag. It has really pretty metallic gold paint on one side. And then inside is a perfume bottle. It's made out of a translucent plastic. I'm not able to read it, but maybe you can. Maybe once it's up on the TV screen and it's huge, it'll be legible. I think the better way to store it is to put it back in the plastic bag so that it won't as easily just fall out of the little gift bag. It's got a little eyeshadow palette, her quiver purse. It's made on a lightweight chipboard. Best wishes to you on your birthday. Hugs and kisses, Cupid. And here's Cleo Denial. She looked beautiful right out of the box. When these dolls were first leaked, she was the least popular. Many people just said, I don't know if I'll get her. I'm not really vibing with her. I think she's gorgeous. All of the Cleos come out beautiful. Her tiny little mesh sleeves with the long ribbon bows, the gold cage skirt, and her hair, the straight saran, looks nice. Here's the detail on her shoes. They're okay. I don't hate them. They go perfectly with her outfit, which is beautiful. She's got the serpent earrings and a blue serpent on the front of her outfit. The cage skirt would undo in the back. She's got a dress underneath that has the blue mesh attached. And here is her balloon. The bow indicates which side is the front. Otherwise, it was difficult to tell. I'm thinking maybe they should have used some frosted glass on the front to hide some of the mechanics. And then here's her lipstick that matches what she has. I think this is super cute. I'll be adding that to the gift bag. And then here's her pyramid-shaped birthday card. Happy birthday. Inside. And her purse is made to look like a cake. And it's also printed with color on both sides. Really cute. Here's her gift bag. This blue detail on the front. It's a shimmery gold rubbery plastic. And then inside it has sunscreen. The printing on the sunscreen is really pretty. It's an ancient Egyptian artifact. Surely it's a wonderful gift for Draculaura. And then Cupid was the one I wanted second most. Draculaura third. And then I definitely wanted Cleo, but maybe her fourth. I think part of the reason people weren't vibing with her is the rest of them all have pastel outfits. And then she has on a deep emerald green. So her color story doesn't go quite as well as the color story of the other ghouls. I think they look great though. And again, this Frankie doll. It looks like it's the color of their lipstick. And there's a tiny little skullet on top that was kind of smashed over flat. If I get that up right, it's a little skullet. So cute. These Playline dolls come with a nice amount of accessories and the attention to detail. I was so excited when I found out that they were just going to be regular retail. $24.99. And then here's Frankie's gift and their purse. It only has color on one side. The other purses all had color printing on two sides. And the birthday card is shaped like a lightning bolt. And the inside. And then Frankie looked great right out of the box as well. Has molded on painted side shave. I should have maybe done some flocking on that in this video, but I didn't think about it. We do wash and rescue Draculaura's hair. And then the wash and condition and everything just does not work for Cupid, spoiler alert. And so she gets even more. I love the plaid detail on the skirt and her little, there, on their plaid skirt, and their little armbands also have a faint plaid print on the dark colored one. There's a plaid print on it. The one-sided asymmetrical cage skirt. Here's all four of them on my desk before any wash or repair. Frankie's hair could use a comb, but their makeup is just gorgeous. This is the most beautiful Frankie doll in my collection, I think. To me, this looks like one of the expensive Collector dolls, but it came with accessories, so you know it's not. The Collectors don't come with cool accessories. And the shoes, the metallic sheen on the rubbery plastic, the spikes, so cool. I kept all their name tags. Here's a second look. Wishing my fantastic friend an electrifying birthday. Frankie. Gorgeous, gorgeous doll. Close look at all of their details. And a good look at the other dolls hanging out on my desk. I did clear some down at move a bunch down to my office, but my desk still has like probably 6 dolls hanging out that just keep me company while I'm sitting there. Really, they just crowd me and make my workspace smaller and smaller. There's a Draculaura, all posed up with her accessories. Cupid Hysteria. I'd like to know if you think I should go back and add the bang. Part of me feels like I should, but on another project where I had curly hair and I rooted in straight hair for the bangs, I regretted it later. So then I was hesitant to do that, but if I regretted it this time also. It was the Abby Abominable. And I've set up a bunch of playlists on my channel, so I've added a bunch of new playlists. All the Monster High videos are all grouped together on their own playlist. Same with all the Barbies. So if you're just interested in one or the other, you can find them separately. I think that's cool. Right, let's cut over to the bathroom where the girls get their wash, rinse, and condition. All right, we've moved to my bathroom. I did not bother cleaning first. The blow dryer is kind of off to one side. You can see I brushed out Draculaura's hair and it got kind of frizzy and fluffy looking. It did not improve it. Let's get it nice and wet before we add the shampoo. I'll be using my VO5 shampoo and conditioner in the strawberry scent. I was so sick of the smell of Dawn dish soap. I just put that in the kitchen and then I've been using this for some time. It's really lasted. Surprising considering how many dolls I do. Now that Draculaura is soaking with her conditioner, we'll get Cupid going. If this were nylon hair, this would have totally worked. If it were curled nylon hair, sometimes the hair fibers come pre-curled from the factory. They do something fancy, amazing that makes it last. And if it was pre-curled nylon, this would have totally worked. It would have come out looking like brand new. I did a Rainbow High doll video where I wash and their hair, and it comes out so great just washing it and letting it dry. Draculaura's does as well, until I put her for like 5 seconds into a plastic bag to bring down to the office, and then it looks kind of tangled and messy again later. I'm thinking I'm less and less a fan of saran. I 100% prefer the nylon, and I'm glad that it costs less. So once they're all done getting washed and conditioned and rinsed, then I set them outside. It's nice and warm here in California, Northern California. I set them outside on the back porch to dry. And then Cupid looks just like I'd done nothing. I think you can look here, you can see she looks just like she did in the before video. So I'll be working to remove her headband, all of her hair. I won't be able to get her in the cup of near boiling water to remove the head. That's my preferred method. It softens the neck peg also inside the head. I feel better than the blow dryer method. I have never broken a neck peg, not yet, since I've been using the boiling water method. I think maybe I was just impatient. When I was putting them in the plastic bag in the boiling water, I broke neck pegs. When I was using the blow dryer, broke neck pegs. I haven't broken a single neck peg since I put their head in the super hot water. I'm just going to shave everything off so we can prepare for the reroot process. And then in just a second here, you'll see me take her wings off. We'll get a better look at those and how they attach in her back, in case you were curious about that. I have had quite a few people ask in the comments if I save the hair to reuse, and pretty much no. If it was a Rainbow High or a bigger doll with longer hair, I could. The hair lengths need to be at least 6 inches long to make it easy for me to grab and get on the reroot tool. Some people may be able to work with shorter lengths of hair, but for me, I need a minimum of 6 inches long for it to be usable for anything, for eyelashes. I've tried keeping shorter hair for things, and I just wasn't able to use it and ended up throwing it out. So now I just throw it out straight away. So I wanted to leave the rubber band on her back, which I've done, and I'm disconnecting the wings carefully from the rubber band. So when I put them back on, I can just ease them back under the rubber band and have them on there securely. The attention to detail for the sculpting on this, and then the antiquing for that tan color that goes over the white, makes such a difference on these wings. She's a beautiful doll. She has hearts and arrows in the catch lights for her eyes. There's tiny little hearts in the eyeshadow area of her eyes. Of course, her lipstick is on in the shape of a heart. She has candy heart theme. And cute little red romper underneath her outfit. I did not take off her outfit to show you the cute little romper underneath. I'm a little late sharing these, so you've probably already seen other videos. And she's had time to soak. You can see the head just comes easily off. And I'll modify this neck peg to make it easier to remove. So I want to take the head off and add those bangs later. It's funny, because I regretted doing the straight hair for bangs on the Abby Abominable, and then now I'm kind of regretting her not having the bangs. I feel like she needs bangs. With Abby Abominable, I just rooted too far back into the head. I wanted to try to make the horns more visible, so my plan was to root the front half of the head with straight hair, not just enough to do the bangs. And this doll was rooted specifically with an extra row behind the hairline, just where the bangs go. So I know exactly where to put it. I might not have the right hair color was the other, well, I know I don't. I can just custom dye some other hair. I did mention in the description and perhaps earlier on that I used custom dyed hair. So what I did was I had my pink dye out when I was doing my wig video, and I hated to waste it. So I took half of my 3mm white curly hair and dunked it into the pink RIT dye, just the regular RIT dye, nothing fancy. And it dyed kind of variegated in a beautiful way, which I just loved it. And so I set that aside before Cupid was even available yet. But I had seen the inbox photos. Toy Fair had happened, and I could tell that her hair was going to look terrible when we got it. So, yeah. After we shave all of the hair off, we scrape the stubble inside the head using my flathead screwdriver. And then I use these pliers that I got from Doll Planet. You can see dollplanet.com on the bag up in the corner with the 3mm white hair. I'll be using the custom dyed blend and the white hair. I'll just randomly put some of the white hair on the crown of the head and on the front hairline. And then the rest will just be the pink color. Another tip that I have, if you're new to my videos, if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for checking it out. Look at you watching it all the way through. And if you're still here paying attention, that's pretty exciting for me. Anyhow, is I like to use water to flush the rest of the little stubble out of the head once I'm sure I've gotten all the big chunks out and I'm just impatient and just want to get it over with. Then I use the head like a bulb syringe, sucking some water in and out. You don't have to do this. You could just be patient and carefully pick the hair out if that's your preference. So the head's got some water in it. Try to dry that out and just check. There's a couple plugs where there's still hair in there. I'm not going to let that stop me. And since we're using the same hair color, we won't have to repaint the head either. We just need to get the hair out. You can see the very ends of it stayed kind of white, and then I held on to the pipe cleaner as I dipped it into the dish. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That's going to look great. And then I have this the white hair as well. Another tip that I can give you is I like to put tape on my finger. It helps protect my finger from the scraping needle, and it also helps the needle to glide more easily underneath the hair and to pick up the hair. I find it makes it so much easier to have the tape. I love rooting curly hair into dolls. It's very beginner friendly. It's a lot faster and therefore easier and more fun. If it starts to just hang on by a single strand or thread, then I just cut that thread when I'm separating it. And I just wrap it around my finger, pick up the overlapped hair on the needle, and that creates kind of a ball or a knot at the end, and then plug that into the doll's head. I got my rooting tool from Doll Planet, and then these needles happen to be from Shimmerlocks, but Doll Planet sells them also. When you buy the hair, it recommends which size needle that you need. In the description box, it'll suggest how much hair that you might need for what kind of doll that you're getting. Both websites have this information on their website, but curly hair is so fun. For the hairline, I'm filling in every other hole along the back and all the way until I get to the front of the hairline. I know I want to pull the hair back, and I don't want any bald spots or gaps, so then I root every hole along the front of the hairline. And for the part line, I root every single hole along the part line. Once I have the hairline done and the part line done, then I pretty randomly fill in holes on the sides and along the back because it looks pretty full from there. If you root every other hole or every third hole, you'll have a super full looking afro that's really bouncy, fun. It'll stick out straight in all directions and just be beautiful. I wanted to pull, like I said, some of this back to pull it back away from the face. And so I rooted this a little bit more sparsely so that it wouldn't be over full and it would do what I wanted. I wanted to get that headband back on the head. And if you get it too full, too much hair, my concern was that it might not fit after that. So it takes about an hour, only an hour, to root in a doll with curly hair. I took a little less than a half an hour off, and then 5 minutes I've spent rooting with you. I've sped it up 2 times, normal speed. And you can see I just pull some of the hair out and separate it. Some of the strands seem to be super long, so then I would just cut them in half. They needed it. I just separate out a few little curls Another thing that makes this go faster is it separates itself out into the perfect size plug. You don't have to question how much hair to put on the needle each time because each little coil of curl is the perfect size plug. And this is how you know what you need per plug when it's not separating itself for you. Some of my favorite hair, if you've watched any of my other videos, you just kind of drop it on the table or shake it a little and it separates itself into the perfect plugs. I love that. It's my favorite hair. I'm just working along the hairline. Now I finished the hairline. I also finished the part line, and I'm here to show you what it looks like. So if I lift all the hair up out of the way, you can see it's bald. All the rest of it's totally bald. And I need to randomly add some white plugs to the sides and the back. We'll add some fun little pops of white to her hair color. I really love rerouting my dolls. It allows me to give the doll a totally different look, often an improved look, or at least I hope an improved look over how they came out of the box. Particularly the Monster High dolls that come with polypropylene or those that come with really bad glue head. Restoring the old dolls, the best way to permanently restore a glue-headed doll is just to get rid of all of the hair, remove all of the glue, and start over fresh. That's so true and so much fun. My Monster High videos tend to not do very well on my channel. I think the algorithm has decided that Barbies are all I'm good for and that nobody likes my Monster High videos. I sure hope we can change that and turn it. I can have people who like both kinds of dolls watch my video, let the algorithm know. If you enjoyed this video, go check out my Monster High playlist. It's got all my different Monster High videos in there. Well, we're just about done here. The next time you see her, she'll be redressed, ready. She'll have her full head of fresh, bouncy curls and be up on my desk. Let me know what you think about the bangs. Be nice, though, but let me know what you think about the bangs. Should I put the bangs back, or does she look fine without them? Here she is. Isn't she cute? I love the curls. And then where the holes are in the headband that had the T-tags in it, I used straight pins. I have her posed similarly to how she is on the shelf. I did a office doll tour video. I'm not sure which one will go up first, but both of these videos will go up in the same week. And they got displayed down at my office. They earned pride of placement because only like the cream of my crop, best of the best, makes it down for office display. And then let's check them out all together. And that's a wrap on this scary sweet celebration. From box hair horrors to hand-dyed curls, these birthday ghouls are now party ready and totally fab. Which look was your fave? Draculaura's dreamy makeover or Cupid's custom curls? Which one of the 4 dolls was your favorite? If you want to get one of these, which one is it that you want most? If you could only get one of these dolls out of the 4, which one would you want? Let me know in the comments. Give this video a like if you like Monster High transformations. And don't forget to check out the Monster High playlist. Check out all of my cool and spooky Monster High videos. Also, subscribe so you don't miss the next frightfully fun project. Until next time, stay spooky, stay stylish, and please have a wonderful day.